Some people believe it's a gateway to the other side.
Indiana is home to some of the creepiest, most haunted places in the U.S., where dark history, ghostly apparitions, and eerie legends still linger. Ready to uncover the spine-chilling tales behind these 50 haunted hotspots? Let's dive in. 1. Willard Library, Evansville, Indiana. Established in 1885, this Victorian Gothic library is home to the legendary Grey Lady ghost. First sighted in 1937, she has appeared in security footage, often wearing a long Victorian dress. Visitors report unexplained cold spots, flickering lights, and the lingering scent of old perfume. The paranormal activity is so consistent that the library even hosts a 24/7 ghost cam for curious investigators. Some believe she was a heartbroken woman who found solace among the library's books, while others suspect she was connected to the library's founder, Willard Carpenter. 2. Culbertson Mansion, New Albany, Indiana. Built in 1867 by William Culbertson, one of Indiana's wealthiest men, this mansion hides eerie secrets. Former servants and guests have reported ghostly figures roaming the halls, especially in the lavish ballroom. Shadowy apparitions, disembodied whispers, and sudden cold drafts plague visitors. Some believe the spirits belong to Culbertson's family, who suffered untimely deaths. The most chilling room is the third floor, once used for seances. Paranormal investigators claim to have recorded voices and unexplainable electromagnetic activity. 3. Avon Haunted Bridge, Avon, Indiana. Constructed in 1906, this eerie railroad bridge carries a chilling legend. During construction, a worker tragically fell into wet cement, forever entombed in its foundation. Since then, locals report hearing ghostly moans and cries beneath the bridge, especially at night. Some say a woman searching for her lost child also haunts the area, her sorrowful wails blending with the wind. Train engineers have reported seeing shadowy figures along the tracks, vanishing moments before impact. Despite multiple renovations, the hauntings persist, making it a hotspot for ghost hunters. 4. Whispers Estate, Mitchell, Indiana. This early 20th century mansion lives up to its name, with disembodied whispers drifting through its dark corridors. The most infamous spirit is a young girl named Rachel, who allegedly died in a fire. Visitors hear childlike giggles, doors slamming, and furniture moving on its own. Paranormal investigators have reported being scratched by unseen hands, and some have captured eerie EVP recordings. The basement, believed to house a dark presence, leaves many feeling nauseous and disoriented. Featured on ghost hunting shows, Whispers Estate remains one of Indiana's most haunted homes. 5. Edna Collins Bridge, Putnam County, Indiana. Built in 1922, this picturesque covered bridge hides a tragic tale. According to legend, young Edna Collins drowned nearby after being locked out of her parents' car. It is said that if visitors stop their vehicle on the bridge, turn off the engine, and honk 3 times, Edna's ghost appears, sometimes leaving tiny handprints on car windows. Some claim to hear a child's laughter or feel a tug on their clothes. Paranormal investigators have reported unusual electromagnetic readings and sudden temperature drops. Whether myth or reality, the bridge's eerie reputation endures. 6. Barbie Hotel, Warsaw, Indiana. Built in 1897, the Barbie Hotel has a dark past tied to the infamous gangster Al Capone, who allegedly used it as a hideout. Guests and staff frequently report the scent of cigar smoke lingering in the halls, believed to be Capone's ghostly presence. Room 301, said to be his favorite, is the epicenter of paranormal activity, shadows moving on their own, unexplained knocks, and even voices whispering late at night. Some visitors have claimed to see a suited man in a fedora who vanishes into thin air. The hotel's eerie energy makes it a hotspot for ghost hunters. 7. French Lick Springs Hotel, French Lick, Indiana. Since its opening in 1845, this grand hotel has welcomed celebrities, politicians, and, allegedly, ghosts. Former owner Thomas Taggart is believed to still roam the halls, especially near the ballroom and service elevator. The distinct smell of pipe tobacco often lingers, even in non-smoking areas. Taggart's ghost is also known for mysteriously operating the elevators, sometimes taking guests to floors they didn't select. Other reports include shadowy figures and disembodied laughter in the grand lobby. Despite its luxury, an unsettling presence remains. 8. Hannah House, Indianapolis, Indiana. Built in 1858, the Hannah House holds a tragic secret. It served as a stop on the Underground Railroad, but a group of escaped slaves is said to have perished in a fire in the basement. Visitors report hearing moans, footsteps, and whispers, as if the spirits of those lost still linger. Paranormal investigators have captured ghostly figures in photographs, and sudden cold spots appear without explanation. Some have even reported a heavy, sorrowful presence weighing down on them, as if the house itself remembers its tragic. 9. Story Inn, Nashville, Indiana. Dating back to 1851, the Story Inn is one of Indiana's oldest hotels, but it's most famous for the Blue Lady. Believed to be the wife of the town's founder, her spirit reportedly appears when a blue light is turned on in certain rooms. Guests have woken up to find a spectral woman standing at the foot of their bed, sometimes accompanied by the scent of lavender. Others have seen her reflection in mirrors, only to turn around and find no one there. The Blue Lady's presence is so well documented that the inn even encourages guests to leave notes about their encounters. 10. Tunnelton Tunnel, Tunnelton, Indiana, known as the Big Tunnel. This 19th century railroad tunnel is infamous for its ghostly legend. A watchman was supposedly decapitated in a tragic accident, and his spirit is said to haunt the tunnel, searching for his lost head. Brave visitors report seeing a glowing apparition near the entrance, sometimes accompanied by eerie whispers or the sound of phantom footsteps. Others have experienced an overwhelming sense of dread as they step inside. The tunnel's darkness feels alive, as if something unseen is always watching. 11. Indiana Central State Hospital, Indianapolis, Indiana. Established in 1848 as the Indiana Hospital for the Insane, this facility housed thousands of psychiatric patients until its closure in 1994. Known for its dark history of overcrowding and experimental treatments, the hospital has left behind an unsettling energy. Paranormal investigators report glowing orbs floating through the abandoned hallways, disembodied screams echoing from empty rooms, and unexplained physical sensations. Some visitors claim to have been pushed or scratched by unseen forces. The lingering spirits of former patients seem to still haunt the decaying remnants of this once infamous institution. 12. Reeder Road, Griffith, Indiana. Reeder Road is infamous for its legend of Elizabeth Wilson, a hitchhiking ghost who drowned in a swamp after her car crashed off the road. Her apparition is said to appear by the roadside, waiting for a ride back to her old home. Drivers passing by often report seeing a woman in white, or a figure beckoning them to stop, only for her to vanish as soon as they attempt to help. The area has a haunting atmosphere, especially near the swamp where the tragedy occurred, and some claim to hear soft whispers or cries in the distance on quiet nights. 13. Crown Point Sheriff's House and Jail, Crown Point, Indiana. Built in 1882, this jail gained fame as the temporary home of notorious gangster John Dillinger, who made a daring escape in 1934. Today, visitors report ghostly apparitions lurking in the cells, unexplained noises, and the chilling sensation of being watched. Some claim to hear the echoes of clanking metal bars and whispers from empty rooms. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, suggesting that former inmates, or even Dillinger himself, may still haunt the building. 14. Bell Mansion, Fort Wayne, Indiana. We see originally built in 1893, this grand mansion later served as a funeral home for over 90 years, making it a hotspot for ghostly activity. Paranormal investigators frequently capture shadowy figures moving through the hallways, hear disembodied voices whispering in their ears, and experience sudden drops in temperature. Some visitors report a heavy, oppressive feeling when stepping into the embalming room, as if unseen eyes are watching them. Many believe the spirits of those who were once prepared for burial here never truly left. 15. Fowler Theater, Fowler, Indiana. Opened in 1940, this small-town theater still carries the spirit of its past, quite literally. Staff and visitors report hearing the sound of a projector running, despite no film playing, and phantom footsteps pacing in the projection room. The ghost is believed to be a former projectionist, still dedicated to his craft, even in the afterlife. Objects have been seen moving on their own, and some guests claim to hear faint whispers in the empty auditorium. The Fowler Theater remains both a cultural gem and a paranormal mystery. 16. Old Benton County Jail, Fowler, Indiana. Built in 1876, this historic jail housed inmates for over a century, but some may have never left. Paranormal investigators report hearing ghostly voices echoing through the cold, empty cells. Cell doors are known to slam shut on their own, as if unseen prisoners are still trying to escape. Visitors also claim to see shadowy figures lurking near the iron bars, sometimes vanishing right before their eyes. Many believe the spirits of former inmates, possibly those who met untimely deaths, continue to haunt the jail, unwilling to leave their place of confinement. 17. Irvin Campbell's Speakeasy, Hartford City, Indiana. During the Prohibition era, this underground speakeasy was a place of secrecy, jazz, and indulgence. But it seems the party never truly ended. Visitors report hearing distant jazz music playing from nowhere, accompanied by the faint clinking of glasses, as if spirits are toasting in the afterlife. Ghostly figures have been spotted swaying as if dancing, only to disappear moments later. Some have even felt a sudden, inexplicable chill while walking through the dimly lit bar. The past lingers here, keeping the spirits of the roaring 20s alive. 18. Monroe House, Hartford City, Indiana, nicknamed the Demon House. The Monroe House is infamous for its dark and terrifying hauntings. Paranormal investigators have reported disturbing experiences, including possessions, unexplained scratches appearing on their bodies, and overwhelming feelings of dread. Strange noises, growls, whispers, and knocking have been recorded when no one else was present. Some believe the house harbors an entity far more sinister than a simple ghost. Those who dare to enter often leave with chilling stories of encounters they cannot explain. 19. Old Blackford County Jail, Hartford City, Indiana. Built in 1879, this former jail has a haunting reputation, with numerous reports of paranormal activity. Visitors often hear unexplained footsteps echoing through the empty halls and disembodied voices murmuring from vacant cells. Shadowy figures have been spotted roaming the corridors, believed to be spirits of former inmates who never found peace. Some investigators claim to have been physically touched or pushed by unseen hands. The jail's grim past seems to have left behind more than just its history. 20. Hayes Cemetery, Wilkinson, Indiana. Hayes Cemetery, also known as Main Street Cemetery, is rumored to be the resting place of a devil's child. This chilling legend is tied to sightings of mysterious apparitions and strange occurrences that have been reported by visitors. People have claimed to see shadows moving between gravestones, hear faint voices, or feel an inexplicable coldness in the air. The cemetery's eerie reputation is amplified by its dark history and the unsettling feeling visitors experience when walking through the grounds at night. 21. Davies House, Kokomo, Indiana. This historic home carries an eerie reputation, with many believing its original owner never truly left. Visitors and past residents have reported seeing his ghostly apparition moving through the hallways, sometimes standing by windows as if watching over the property. Mysterious footsteps echo through the house at night, often accompanied by sudden cold spots, as if an unseen presence brushes past. Some claim objects have moved on their own, reinforcing the belief that the past still lingers within the walls of the Davies house. 22. Gray Hotel, Red Key, Indiana. Dating back to the late 19th century, the Gray Hotel is home to more than just paying guests. Several spirits are said to wander its halls. The most commonly seen apparition is a woman in white, drifting through the corridors before vanishing into thin air. A mischievous, ghostly child is also rumored to haunt the hotel, often laughing or opening doors unexpectedly. Some visitors have reported waking up to find their belongings mysteriously moved, while others hear phantom footsteps pacing outside their rooms at night. 23. Indiana State Sanatorium, Rockville, Indiana. Once a tuberculosis hospital, this now abandoned facility carries a grim past of suffering and death. Paranormal investigators frequently report seeing shadowy figures darting down the crumbling hallways and hearing disembodied voices whispering in the silence. Cold spots appear suddenly, sending shivers down visitors' spines, while some claim to hear the faint sound of coughing, perhaps echoes of the patients who once fought for their lives here. The eerie atmosphere makes it one of Indiana's most infamous haunted locations. 24. Stark's Saloon, Rosedale, Indiana. A favorite gathering spot in the past, the Stark Saloon is said to still host its former bartender, long after his death. Patrons have reported hearing a ghostly voice calling out drink orders, only to find no one there. Bottles have been seen moving on their own, and the distinct scent of whiskey sometimes fills the air, even when no drinks are being poured. Those who stay late claim to feel an unseen presence watching them, making the saloon a place where history and its spirits remain active. 25. General Asahel Stone Mansion, Winchester, Indiana. Built in 1872, this grand mansion is rumored to be haunted by General Asahel Stone and his family. Visitors often report seeing apparitions dressed in 19th century attire, wandering the halls as if reliving their past lives. Mysterious music plays with no identifiable source, filling the mansion with an eerie yet elegant atmosphere. Cold spots are frequently felt in certain rooms, and some guests claim to have heard whispers or faint conversations from empty spaces. The mansion's lingering spirits add an unsettling charm to its historic beauty. 26. Randolph County Asylum Infirmary, Winchester, Indiana. Opened in 1899, this former asylum once housed the county's indigent and mentally ill, many of whom passed away in the facility. Paranormal reports suggest that the spirits of these former patients may still linger. Visitors often report seeing shadowy figures moving through the hallways, unexplained noises such as distant footsteps or whispers, and an overwhelming feeling of unease that fills the air. The asylum's grim history and tragic past have left behind an eerie energy that seems to haunt the building, making it a popular spot for paranormal investigations. 27. Rivoli Theater, Indianapolis, Indiana. Since its opening in 1927, the Rivoli Theater has seen its fair share of paranormal activity. Rumored to be haunted by former performers and patrons, the theater is known for apparitions in vintage clothing from the early 20th century, strolling through the aisles or appearing on stage. Auditory phenomena, including unexplained noises and ghostly voices, have been heard in the empty theater. Some guests have also witnessed objects moving on their own, further adding to the chilling atmosphere of this historic venue. 28. Slippery Noodle Inn, Indianapolis, Indiana. As Indiana's oldest bar, operating since 1850, the Slippery Noodle Inn has witnessed countless stories, many of which are paranormal in nature. Staff and patrons report sightings of apparitions, particularly in the form of ghostly figures that wander the tavern's dark corners. Unexplained noises, such as glasses clinking and doors creaking open, are frequently heard, even when no one is near. Objects have been seen shifting or moving on their own, as if invisible hands are playing tricks on the living. The inn's rich history of nightlife and tragedy seems to have invited lingering spirits. 29. Wheeler Stokely Mansion, Indianapolis, Indiana. Built in 1912, this mansion is believed to be haunted by the spirits of its former residents. One of the most chilling reports involves the apparition of a woman running toward a phantom carriage, seemingly trying to catch a ride to the afterlife. Other reports include sightings of a man walking his dog along the mansion's grounds, only to vanish into thin air. The mansion's grandeur and mystery make it a perfect setting for supernatural encounters, where the past still seems to walk alongside the living. 30. Allison Mansion, Indianapolis, Indiana. Constructed in the early 1900s, the Allison Mansion is said to be haunted by the restless spirit of a young girl who tragically drowned in the basement pool. Visitors report seeing her apparition, often near the pool or wandering the mansion's halls. Her presence is accompanied by unexplained voices, sometimes crying or calling out for help. The mansion's dark history and tragic loss seem to have bound her spirit to the property, making it one of Indianapolis's most eerie and sorrowful locations. 31. Indiana Repertory Theater, Indianapolis, Indiana. This historic theater, known for its iconic performances, is rumored to be haunted by a former director who met a tragic end nearby. Staff and visitors alike have reported hearing unexplained noises, such as footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and the unsettling sound of chairs scraping across the floor. Several individuals claim to have seen the director's apparition walking through the backstage area as if overseeing a production. These eerie occurrences have made the Indiana Repertory Theater a captivating yet chilling destination for those interested in both drama and the supernatural. 32. Indianapolis Athletic Club, Indianapolis, Indiana. After a fatal fire that claimed the lives of several people, the Indianapolis Athletic Club became a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have reported ghostly apparitions, particularly those of firefighters and victims of the blaze still wandering the halls. The unsettling sounds of footsteps, doors creaking open, and whispers have also been heard in empty rooms. Many people feel an overwhelming sensation of being watched, as though the spirits are still protecting or haunting the building in the aftermath of the tragedy. 33. Paul Ruster Park Cemetery, Indianapolis, Indiana. At Paul Ruster Park Cemetery, the ghost of a young boy playing a harmonica is said to haunt the grounds. Visitors often report hearing the faint sound of a harmonica playing in the distance, though no one can be seen around the area. Several have also reported glimpsing the child's apparition, a ghostly figure playing his instrument, before vanishing into thin air. The melancholy tune adds to the eerie atmosphere, creating a hauntingly serene experience for those who dare to visit this unique location. 34. Nicholson Rand House, Indianapolis, Indiana. This historic home is said to be haunted by the spirits of its former residents, whose tragic or untimely deaths seem to have bound them to the property. Visitors often report strange occurrences, including moving objects, doors slamming shut on their own, and unexplained noises such as the sounds of footsteps or soft whispers. Several have reported seeing apparitions of the home's former residents who appear to be reliving their final moments. The Nicholson Rand House offers a chilling glimpse into the past, making it a popular spot for paranormal enthusiasts. 35. House of Blue Lights, Indianapolis, Indiana. Once home to Skyley's test, the House of Blue Lights became infamous for its eerie blue lights and frequent ghostly occurrences. Though the original house was demolished years ago, the area continues to be a site of paranormal activity. Legends persist about blue lights that appear at night, floating mysteriously in the vicinity, as well as strange sounds and apparitions linked to Skyley's test and his family. Locals still claim that the haunting presence of the Test family lingers, with some seeing blue lights flicker in the distance, adding to the haunting mystery of the location. 36. O'Neill Bridge, Zionsville, Indiana. O'Neill Bridge, also called Holiday Drive Bridge, has a tragic past, steeped in rumors of a lynching by the Ku Klux Klan. It is said that the bridge witnessed the horrifying murder of a man, which has led to reports of paranormal activity in the area. Visitors have described hearing disembodied screams, feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, and witnessing shadowy figures. The bridge's haunting history, coupled with the dark legend of the lynching, has made it a hotspot for those seeking to experience its ghostly phenomena. 37. 100 Steps Cemetery, Brazil, Indiana. This eerie cemetery, dating back to the Civil War era, is famous for its mysterious staircase leading to the top of a hill. Legend has it that if you count all 100 steps at midnight, a ghostly undertaker will appear and show you a vision of your death. Many visitors have reported feeling uneasy while climbing the steps, and some claim to have seen a shadowy figure waiting for them at the top, only to disappear when they look away. The cemetery is a popular spot for those seeking a chilling experience, though it's best visited with caution. 38. Benjamin Schenck Mansion, Vevey, Indiana. Constructed in 1874, the Benjamin Schenck Mansion is said to be haunted by the spirits of its former residents. Guests and staff have reported flickering lights, strange sounds, and an overwhelming sensation of being watched. Some even claim to have encountered the apparition of a woman in a Victorian dress wandering the halls. The mansion's eerie atmosphere is heightened by its Victorian-style architecture, which amplifies the feeling of stepping back in time when the mansion was a lively home full of activity, now seemingly forgotten but not gone. 39. House of Blue Lights, Indianapolis, Indiana. Once home to Skyley's test, the House of Blue Lights became infamous for its eerie blue lights and supernatural occurrences. Though the original house was demolished years ago, the location continues to be associated with ghostly phenomena. People still claim to see blue lights flickering in the vicinity at night, and reports of mysterious shadows and unexplained noises persist. The legends surrounding the House of Blue Lights, combined with the haunting stories of its former residents, have kept the mystery alive long after the physical structure was gone. 40. Diana of the Dunes, Chesterton, Indiana. Alice Mabel Gray, better known as Diana of the Dunes, lived a solitary life near Lake Michigan in the early 1900s. After her death, Local legend tells of sightings of a ghostly woman, believed to be Diana, swimming in the lake during misty mornings. Some even report seeing her standing by the shore or walking along the dunes. Diana's tragic life and mysterious death, combined with the haunting beauty of Lake Michigan, have made this legend a lasting part of Indiana's folklore. Many who visit the area claim to feel an eerie presence by the water, as if Diana herself is still watching over the dunes. 41. John Workhouse and Mill Site, Charlestown, Indiana. Dating back to 1811, the John Workhouse and Mill Site is one of Indiana's oldest and most historic locations. The original owner, John Work, is said to haunt the grounds, with numerous reports of unexplained noises and ghostly apparitions. Visitors often feel a cold breeze in rooms that were once occupied by Work himself, and some have witnessed shadowy figures moving around the property. The eerie atmosphere of the mill site, combined with its rich history, makes it a popular destination for those intrigued by the paranormal. 42. Posey Chapel, LaPorte, Indiana. The Posey Chapel, once a thriving church, now lies in ruins, but the surrounding cemetery is still a place of eerie mystery. Visitors have reported seeing strange red eyes or lights that appear in the distance, as well as hearing disembodied voices, even when no one is nearby. The area is steeped in an unsettling energy, with the spirits of those buried there said to still linger. Local lore suggests that the chapel's tragic history, marked by deaths and tragedies, may explain the strange phenomena reported by those brave enough to visit at night. 43. Tillett Cemetery, Peru, Indiana, night known as Hookman Cemetery. Due to a chilling legend, Tillett Cemetery is famous for sightings of a ghostly figure with a hook for a hand. Visitors to this remote cemetery report eerie fogs that roll in without warning and sudden drops in temperature. Some claim to hear footsteps following them through the cemetery, while others say they've felt an ominous presence nearby. The stories of the Hookman and strange occurrences have made Tillett Cemetery a place of fascination for those intrigued by haunted locations. 44. Finch Cemetery, Portland, Indiana. Finch Cemetery is infamous for its shifting gravestones and mysterious disappearances. Visitors have claimed that the number of gravestones changes when they recount them, adding to the strange and unsettling nature of the site. Others have reported seeing apparitions of former residents walking among the graves. The cemetery is often shrouded in mist, creating an eerie atmosphere, and some visitors claim to have experienced unsettling sensations or even a sense of being followed by unseen forces. The cemetery's dark reputation continues to grow as more strange events are reported. 45. Ceylon Covered Bridge, Wabash Township, Indiana. The Ceylon Covered Bridge is said to be haunted by the spirits of a seance gone wrong, with paranormal activity reported by those who visit the site. Locals believe that the bridge was the scene of a tragic event during a spiritualist gathering, leading to lingering spirits that now haunt the area. Visitors have reported strange sensations while crossing the bridge, such as feeling an invisible presence nearby. Eerie sounds, including whispers and the creak of wooden planks, can be heard when no one is in sight, further adding to the haunting tales that surround this covered bridge. 46. Elizabethtown Cemetery, Delaware County, Indiana. Elizabethtown Cemetery is rumored to be haunted by the spirits of those buried there. Visitors often report seeing ghostly apparitions among the gravestones, especially at night. The cemetery's remote location adds to its eerie atmosphere, and many claim to hear strange, unexplained noises, whispers, footsteps, and even ghostly laughter. The spirits seem to be restless, with some believed to be drawn to the graves of their loved ones, and others simply trapped in this final resting place. The cemetery has become a destination for ghost hunters seeking paranormal activity. 47. State Theater, Anderson, Indiana. 9. Opened in 1930, the State Theater in Anderson is famous for its haunting experiences. Staff and visitors have reported sightings of former performers, with many claiming to encounter apparitions in the theater's dressing rooms, balconies, and the projection room. Whispers and the sound of footsteps in empty areas are often heard, adding to the mystery. Some also describe cold spots or the sensation of being watched. The theater's rich history and its connection to past performances make it a prime location for paranormal encounters. 48. Bethel Cemetery, Hymera, Indiana. Bethel Cemetery is home to the grave of Revolutionary War soldier Nathan Henkel, and legend has it that if you walk around his monument and speak his name 3 times, he will speak back. Many visitors claim to have experienced the eerie phenomenon, hearing whispers or even seeing his ghostly figure near the monument. The cemetery, surrounded by dense woods, has a haunting aura, and those who visit at night often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread or being watched, adding to the eerie reputation of this historical site. 49. Tippecanoe Place, South Bend, Indiana. Now a popular restaurant. Tippecanoe Place was once a grand mansion and is believed to be haunted by its original owners. Guests and staff have reported strange happenings, including apparitions of a man and woman in period clothing, unexplained noises such as door slamming or footsteps, and cold spots throughout the building. The mansion's haunted history is said to be tied to the tragic events that occurred within its walls, and the unsettling presence of the spirits of the past adds to the restaurant's mysterious charm. 50. Markle Mill, Terre Haute, Indiana. Once a functioning grist mill and an important part of the Underground Railroad, Markle Mill is believed to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl who died while trying to escape through the mill's underground tunnels. Her tragic death is said to have left her restless, and visitors report hearing ghostly footsteps and whispers near the tunnels. The mill's dark history, combined with its connection to the Underground Railroad, makes it a prime spot for paranormal activity. Many have claimed to feel a cold presence, especially near the now closed tunnel entrances.